Gardening can be a lot like having a conversation with your garden. Last autumn, I asked my garden, if I grow a tomato in an unheated greenhouse, will I get to harvest more tomatoes? And my garden said, what are you, stupid? Of course you can't get more tomatoes. They need heat if you're going to keep them growing in a greenhouse. So that wasn't a great conversation. But I did learn that sweet alyssum is going to grow really well all winter long in an unheated greenhouse. Welcome back, casual gardeners. It snowed again, and I've been really struggling to get a good mesh between my day job and my gardening. We're gonna talk about, hey, what's growing in the garden? How's everything going? As you can see next to me, I do have quite a few things, quite a few seeds that came up. We're going to talk about those first, and then we're going to go outside and talk about the garlic, which is looking a lot better. I'll show that to you. And then we'll check for some eggs in the chicken coop just for funsies, because it's always fun to check on the chickens, and that'll be dessert in the end of the video. So back in February, toward the beginning, first week of February, I started a lot of seeds, and I had some mostly successes, mostly. So that's good news. I think it's pretty cool how much of the asparagus has come up. So I'm very excited to be able to plant out these asparagus seedlings into the garden. Ooh, asparagus forest. And the snapdragons are looking super happy. I'm probably going to regret not thinning them. Columbine, yep, it needed stratification, but oh wait, what's this? There's one. Well, if I get even just one columbine plant from seeds I collected for free, that's a profit. Spinach didn't do so well. I'm thinking that maybe the high temperatures in the greenhouse were a little bit much for them. Bee balm is developing slowly. My bunching onions are coming up and looking really exciting. This may be the last time I have to plant bunching onions, which is fine with me. I do have some development in my goji berry plants. If I were growing these guys in the house, if they were staying warmer longer, they would be developing longer, but this is a cold tolerant plant. So I figure I can just let it do its thing out in the greenhouse. The black radishes are just going nuts, as are the kohlrabi. I'm gonna have to thin the kohlrabi. I've already thinned the radishes. My regular Utah bulbing onions are looking pretty good. I had a couple that didn't come up, or let's see, this one's not looking fantastic. Lettuce is looking good. But most importantly, last year's lettuce, this is lettuce from back in September, is still looking really good. Now these ones, these are interesting. These are also lettuce plants that I planted in September, and I thought they were done. So I snipped them at the base and I just set the pots aside, and they said, no, we're going to keep growing for you. Usually when I have topped a lettuce plant, what comes up next bolts right away. So it's going to be interesting to see if these are going to bolt right away or give me some more lettuce harvests. We're going to watch and find out because I'm not using this space yet. Beets are maturing. My chive plants these are also from seeds I collected, are just going nuts. I'm going to have a beautiful border of chives somewhere, I think. And my rhubarb plants have come up, which just fills me with joy, because I get to watch these rhubarbs grow from seed to harvest, which always seems like particularly satisfying for me as a gardener. Let me know in the comments if you think so too. Over here, I have my rosemary in full bloom, and next to it, some oregano. And I've actually recently seasoned a dish that I made, a chicken and potato dish. It was delicious. I was able to season it with fresh oregano because I've got this in my greenhouse just going to town. Really enjoyed that. We have to just stop and appreciate the sweet alyssum. Look at that. Look at that. It's just so beautiful. This is behind me every time I've been sitting and recording a video. And every time I've been recording a video, I get to smell the sweet honey scent of this flower, not so much the tomato. You can see there is not a lot going on in the garden yet. We've had some snow recently, but over here, you can see that the garlic is doing pretty well. So I'm excited to see how that responds to having spent the season under a layer of leaf mulch. Right now, they're just getting mealworms. It's just something to keep them excited to see me. But I have ordered some black fly larvae. Those are going to be a better source of calcium. Are we excited to see us? I think they're excited to see us. They're very excited to see that treat container. All right, make way, girls, make way. Back up, back up. All right. It's going to be a little controlled chaos here because I'm holding a camera with one hand and treating chickens with another. I've got to open this container. I like to throw a little out and around so that the chickens can, have a little space. And I also like to hold some on my hand because it's just fun to feed chickens. While we're in here, let's check. While we're in here, let's just check on how much food they've got. Not a lot. I think I'm just gonna, we'll give it one more day. So you'll notice they kicked a lot of stuff into it. So let's get that out so they have better access to the food. Yeah, that'll need to be refilled tomorrow. All right, so we got chicken feed. Somebody has left an egg on the ground. That'll need to be washed off. So I'm guessing their favored nesting box was full. Now, one problem I've been having with my chickens is that they all like to use the same nesting box. I have 3 nesting boxes and there's only one they will use. 1 egg. Just one egg. It's newly laid. All right, we're gonna pop open the coop, have a look around. Oh, here's another one. Yeah, usually I get 3 to 6 eggs a day right now. So I knew there had to be one somewhere. The problem is that they all just want to use the same box and nobody wants to use any of the other boxes. All right, 3 eggs. Not bad. I wish they were in the nesting box. They would have been a lot cleaner there. So at this point in the germination process, you are going to want to start feeding your seedlings. I've been feeding my peppers inside already. I'm also going to be feeding my seedlings out here just to make sure everything grows and develops really well, because that's the whole point of starting your seeds indoors, is to give everything just a boost developmentally. I've been using, and I know a lot of you are going to judge me for this, I've been using this Miracle Grow plant food just because it's what I've got around. And honestly, the seedlings don't have a preference as long as you keep them fed. I've been feeding my potted lettuces all winter long because you're just never, ever, ever going to have enough nutrient in one of those pots to feed a lettuce long term. So you're going to have something to feed them. When I run out of this, I'm probably going to get something a little bougier and more popular to feed them just because I've got YouTube cred to maintain. But honestly, plants don't care. Any water soluble nutrient, as long as the nutrient is present, is going to do the job. So that's what's happening in my garden. Instead of trimming back perennial grasses and pruning rose bushes and pruning my grapes back like I intended to, at least there's something going on. Hopefully next week I'm going to get to start a whole lot more plants, and I'm going to actually begin planting out some of my starts into the garden already. So that's something to look forward to, hopefully, weather permitting. If you don't see that happen, now you'll know why. Thank you so much for joining me here in my garden today. Hope you have a wonderful time in your own.